She is pregnant. Dracula jumped up to the sky with joy. On the other side of Android just a year ago, Dracula's daughter actually married a human. At the climax of the wedding, Dracula was a little reluctant, so, in the end, in the witness of relatives and friends, the wedding was successfully completed. A few months later, Boa became pregnant. Hearing this news, Dracula was very excited, and immediately arranged a nutritious meal for her daughter, not only pig and sheep bile, but also screaming bull soup. Seeing that the old father was so attentive, Boa was moved to cry. Under the careful care of Dracula, the little bat was finally born, which can make Dracula. I was so happy that my noble bloodline was finally succeeded. Time flies, Danny Shui's first birthday is coming, and these monster friends are indispensable for such a happy day. They prepared a lot of gifts for the child, not only a 24K pure gold necklace, but also a mini guillotine, but Boa didn't want the child to accept these dangerous things, and only hoped that he could live an ordinary life. In order not to let children. In the event of danger, nothing sharp can exist, not even a witch's nose. Not only does the cliff have to install a protective door, but even the toilet of the toilet is not spared. Guests who want to use the toilet can only throw the toilet away. As a result, Dracula had great expectations for Danny, always looking forward to him growing fangs and becoming a vampire, but Danny just didn't give him face. The current Spirit Hotel. It has been completely changed, not only began to accept human beings, but also connected with the times. Zombie brother learned to be picture, security brother learned to use computer to order takeout, and even werewolf dad learned to play tennis, but German dog is still a few told him to use Bluetooth to send text messages. The result, she actually called for a Bluetooth. Watching Danny grow up day by day, Dracula tried to teach him to fly, but it didn't work. The mother was seen by the mother that this method would not work, and he took his grandson to the werewolf party again. In the party, the wolf cubs played very high, and the gorilla's wool pants were all gone, and they also knocked Danny flying and knocked out a tooth. Boa was very angry when she saw it, and she had to take the child to move away from this dangerous place no matter what. Hearing Boa say that, Dracula made up his mind. He's ready to wake up the child's vampire lineage before his daughter moves out. So he found his son-in-law, Brother Ga, and wanted him to take Boa on their honeymoon. Just after Boa left, Dracula called the hearse, and he planned to use the adventure to stimulate the child's blood, but just as they set off, Green Snot came over. Crayon the room, sorry, man. In this way, the group embarked on an adventure. On the way, a few people listened to Xiao Care and shook their heads. The whole thing was fine, but the green snot outside was miserable. When Dracula arrived at the destination, he was dumbfounded. The originally terrifying dark forest has now been transformed into a park. Dracula was speechless, but he couldn't just leave after he came here. So he let Frankenstein show how scary, just when he rushed out fiercely, only to find that the girls were not afraid at all, and he had to take a photo of him. In desperation, Dracula let the werewolf again. How does the show hunt? But before he could say anything, he was attracted by the thrown frisbee, and he had a fight with the dog. In the end, he could only send the mummy to play. Just when he summoned the killing god Storm, he accidentally flashed his old waist. Looking at the pig teammates, Dracula was very angry, so he was about to throw the werewolf's frisbee, but the hearse lost control, and the poor green snot fell off the cliff. You pig teammates are unreliable. Dracula could only play in person, and he took his grandson to the 10,000-meter high platform. Ready to fly me go. Oh. Day. Folder. That's why it's good. Some Dracula finally couldn't help it, and he quickly rushed down the high platform to catch Danny at the critical moment. And this scene happened to be posted on the internet by a group of bear children, and happened to be seen by Boa. Seeing that her son was almost killed by a fall, Boa was very angry, so she immediately called her father. Seeing that it was her daughter's call, Dracula panicked, so she lied that they were still at home, but Boa didn't believe it at all. Even the honeymoon didn't last, so he turned into a bat and flew back with Brother Ga. Seeing that he couldn't hide it anymore, Dracula wanted to go home quickly, but the hearse was smashed again. Just when he was at a loss, Lu Shui arrived on a small electric donkey, so a few people could only sit on the small electric donkey and go home, but the speed of this small electric current is so touching, everyone can long press and like to cheer them on. How far to go? The green snot wanted to pee, but as soon as the gate was opened, the water column rushed out. I pulled out the sucker of the green snot, and blew the green snot up. After a while, they were back at the castle. But as soon as they landed, they were blocked by Boa. Just when Dracula wanted to explain, Boa directly released the video. He was disappointed by his father's excessive behavior. He didn't care whether the child could become a vampire, he just wanted the child to grow up safely. So he decided to take the child to live in the human world after his 5th birthday. At this time, Dracula was very sad. Although he did not hurt the child, his behavior was too extreme. Soon, Danny's 5th birthday came, and family and friends came to celebrate her birthday. Taking this opportunity, Boa also invited Grandpa to come over. After learning the news, Dracula was almost scared to pee. At this time, his mood was like the 6th emoji in your emoji pack. The old man is a cruel character, he hates human beings very much, if he finds out. The granddaughter is married to a human being, so the human beings here will not live. So Dracula decided to disguise all the humans as monsters, trying to get away with it. At this moment, the old man had taken his men out of the castle, and his men could smell the smell of humans. When the old man came in, the powerful aura made the whole hall become silent, and the old man immediately found his great-grandson. It turned out that he had no fangs yet. Seeing the death stare of the old man made Dracula nervous. Ah. Hey. Then the old man was going to frighten Danny's fangs out, so he turned Danny's favorite doll into a monster. Seeing such a terrifying monster, Danny was afraid and hid in his grandfather's arms. At this time, Dracula also relented and directly changed the doll back to its original form. Seeing this scene, Uwe mistakenly thought that his father had not given up, turned the child into a vampire, and immediately quarreled with him. However, several of them immediately joined the battlefield when they saw their daughter-in-law being wronged, and they accidentally exposed their human identities. Now Barbie is cute, the old man knows the truth, and the family quarrels even more fiercely. Feeling aggrieved, Danny walked out of the castle alone. Seeing that his good friend was leaving, Lang Nui also followed, but before the two had gone far, they met the old man's subordinates. He smelled Danny's human breath, so he grabbed the two little guys and prepared to crush them to death. The old bat grabbed the two children and prepared to eat them in one bite, but the wolf and cow just took one bite without saying a word. The old bat almost died of pain and threw him out. Seeing his good friend being bullied, Danny got angry, and the noble blood in his body was instantly awakened, and then he grew two big fangs and roared. It shook the old bat several 10 meters away. Seeing that the situation was not good, the old bat immediately began to shake people. Countless bats rushed out of their nests and flew towards this side. Then the old bat threw a boulder, Danny smashed it with a punch, and then turned into a small bat, which was a smashing hammer against the old bat. From the forest to the tennis court, the old bat was beaten badly. Hey good. It is good. At this time, Boa and Dracula also found Danny and were proud of him after knowing that he had activated the bloodline. It turned out that the brothers of the old bat arrived to see that Wilton was so brave. How could Dracula give up such a good performance opportunity? So 3 generations of grandparents and grandchildren went into battle. Danny's flexible movement was unstoppable, and Boa used his mind to control the stone and knocked the old bat unconscious. But Dracula easily solved the crowd with just one look. Soon the bat monster was chased away, and just as everyone was celebrating, suddenly there was a critical moment for a sneak attack. The old man shot in time. After this farce, the old man also figured out that it doesn't matter whether he has fangs or not to mention that in old age, the teeth have to be adjusted as long as the family is together. It's good to be happy. This vampire and human life is not over yet. I'm on the cloud, we'll see you in season 3. Thank you.